Hey, thank you for tuning in for another episode of the H60 Lifestyle. Today, I have a special gal with me. We've met a little while ago, and we've been talking on and off, and I've been dying to get her on the show here for you guys. She's a great person, a great personality, as you guys will pick up on the energy. Her name is Cassandra Dick, and she has some things to say. And, you know, one of the main things, guys, if you're listening to us on the podcast or you're watching us on YouTube, is I wanted to get some female inspirations on here for the young females that are coming out and they're afraid to step out of their comfort zone. I wanted to have some people on here, some power players that are making their dreams come true. And the most important thing along the way, they're supporting a cause or they're helping others find that too. So with that being said, I don't want to build her up too much because, my gosh, I'm in the same group that she's in. I want to be able to talk to her. Anyways, Cassandra, hey, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Wow, that was quite the introduction. Making my head too big here.
Yeah, I know, right? You'll have to have my people call your people from now on to talk to you, right?
Yeah, seriously. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm just so happy to be here. And when you reached out to me, I was just, yeah, it's an honor to be here and to be able to represent female entrepreneurs. It makes my heart so happy because it is definitely a population that my heart goes out to, and so I'm so excited to be here.
Well, as I said, the first few shows, it just, I wasn't thinking of it. My wife and some of the other people that are involved with us, and they emailed in and said, hey, all you got these big muscular guys on the show, all these alpha males. Where's the females that are making a difference in the world and that are living their dreams and creating these businesses? I said, well, let me see if they'll come on. So thank you. I wanted to start off on kind of your background. I'm going to say mechanically, not who you are and everything else, but mechanically, you're an RN and you don't work on med-surg, you work on the mental health ward, right? And you became a mental health advocate. Can you expand on that?
Yeah. So yes, my first career as a registered nurse. I've been nursing for about 10 years now. I did leave my full-time nursing career November 2019 to pursue the world of entrepreneurship. So I am still working part-time as needed at a facility here in Colorado. But yeah, a little bit more about my background as far as nursing goes is when it all started was when I was a junior in high school. My mom got really sick with West Nile, and she was like bedridden for almost 6 months. So during that time, I became like her primary caregiver and took care of her a lot. My dad was working, full time. There's 7 of us kids. I'm one of 7 children. So yeah, so being the oldest girl and stuff, I was always a caretaker at heart. And so so that's when I really decided. I was like, I think this is what I want to do. What do I want to do with my life? So went into nursing school, and when I graduated, my first job was actually working in cardiology. So I was working with hearts, and it was just not.
Your heart wasn't in it.
My heart was, exactly. Thank you. My heart wasn't in it. And it wasn't my niche. You find you really truly find like your passion. And the nice thing with nursing is that there's so many areas you can go into. But anyways, due to my own personal experiences and struggles with mental health, I was definitely drawn towards that field. And so after working about two years with hearts, I went into working in mental health and behavioral health. So I worked anywhere from, my first job was in an acute care facility where it was like locked down, like bars, you give medication through like bars, and there's, glass windows. So anything from there to working outpatient, where you're seeing patients in an outpatient sort of thing, coming with depression, anxiety, and then residential treatment. And that was actually my last full-time job as the director of nursing at a residential behavioral health facility, where we primarily treated, well, the admission criteria was that you had to have some sort of trauma. So whether that be PTSD, sexual abuse, physical abuse. I mean, but who doesn't have trauma? And
Right,
with
right.
and with the trauma, often comes, the substance abuse, the alcohol abuse, the depression, the anxiety, the panic attacks. So that I worked as the director of nursing there for about 5 years, and then during that time, I was actually had some of my own childhood trauma pop up that I didn't realize I hadn't dealt with yet. And so I had to practice a lot of what I preached and taught my patients. And so yeah, so it was at that time though that I really discovered the true mind body connection, and how you truly cannot have a healthy body without having a healthy mind. And you can't have a healthy mind without having a healthy body. So that is where I truly found my passion. I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. This is the wellness, the holistic wellness. This is what I want to do. So that's when I ultimately decided, that was November in 2019. That's when I ultimately decided that I wanted to get out of the healthcare field per se, and
Right.
start my own thing. And that's also when I had my first prototype of my grit stick done. So
Well,
it's like, well,
let me stop you there. So you found your passion, helping people and serving, and you became an RN. Then you really found your niche in your passion of working with the mental health and helping that. And I'm from a healthcare background. We've talked about this. That's a secure job. I mean, you could sneeze and have 10 jobs lined up for you as an RN, right? Right now, and it's been that way for a long time. So you left a good paying, steady job to pursue another passion. The damn entrepreneur bug bites, and it's hard to ignore. So I want to ask you, there's probably a lot of people out there that have the steady job, the steady things, and nowadays sometimes couples, I mean even single, they need a dual income, or they need the income. You had to have been facing fears, doubt, concerns, probably a few sleepless nights. How did you deal with that, and what was your main force in overcoming that to get your thing out there and get going?
Yes, that's a great question, because oh my gosh, I had so much fear, so much anxiety. It was going from a very steady, well-paying job where I was the director of nursing. There wasn't really much more room I could move up there, and to go into completely, I have no business background, no marketing background, and do completely, learning how to launch my own website, build my own website, and, put together this program and put together this product, and a lot of sleepless nights.
So you jumped and knitted the parachute on the way down, basically.
Yeah. And it just came down to the point where I was like, you know what? If I don't take the leap now, if I do not do it now, I'm never going to do it. And one thing that I have learned, and that I still work on daily, but practice daily, is that fear, and that ultimately what it came down to was my fear of failure, and my fear of not producing something perfect. And what I've come to realize about myself is I am a recovering perfectionist, but that perfectionism only paralyzes you. It literally paralyzes. I don't know if I can swear on this show or not, but you can beat me up. But
Oh shit, yeah, go ahead.
okay. Perfectionism, this is one of my favorite sayings. Perfectionism will only paralyze the shit out of you. And the fear of perfectionism, and it's so ultimately it was getting over that fear of producing something perfect, knowing that I'm not gonna be able to please everyone. And I'm gonna get that, pushback, and I'm going to be critiqued, and, being able to prepare myself for that. And also just knowing that ultimately what I'm doing is I am, by holding back and not pursuing what I know that I'm ultimately supposed to be pursuing, is that all those people out there that are living my past, I could be helping right now. And all of those people that, like, my past is somebody's present.
Right.
And so that was kind of like the aha moment for me. Like, all of these, women, especially, that have experienced the same trauma that I experienced, and that are suffering from an eating disorder due to trying to cope with the pain from their past, or, have severe anxiety to the point where, or depression, where they feel like they can't even get out of bed in the morning, So knowing that there's all of these people out there that are living my past, and knowing that I could be helping them, but I'm not, that was the ultimate, like, push.
That was your why.
Yes.
That was it. Well, so that had to be strong enough, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm sure, you had your own demons you had to deal with when you were thinking of leaving that secure job. Not to mention family, friends that were like, what the hell are you doing? And then you get going, you get the haters that show up, especially when you start to get traction. So you had to deal not only with internal things, plus probably some external things. So someone that is starting out, that's something I think they need to be aware of, that it's just part of the growing process. And you got to have a strong enough reason why to get through that. If it's not strong enough, if you're doing it, well, most of them do it because they want money. They want to live the entrepreneurial life, sleep in their pajamas and make money. My thoughts, and agree or not, let me know. I don't think that's a strong enough why. That's not even on the board to get through those things.
No, if you're in it, I'm just telling you, if you're in it for the money, if you are entering the entrepreneurship world for money, you need to take a step back and reevaluate, because if that's what you're focused on, I guarantee you're gonna, maybe you'll be successful, but you're not going to be happy. You are going to be absolutely miserable. You have to go into it knowing, like you just touched base on, knowing your why, and going into it providing value and being of value and service. And you have to, and that's the thing, is like, if you go into it like just in the pursuit of money, it's, for one, you're not going to find any fulfillment, and two, you're not going to be nearly as successful as if you're focusing on actually providing quality, and actually providing value, and actually providing services that people are going to benefit from, and that they're going to improve their lives. That's ultimately what the entrepreneurship world is about. It's being able to, you see a problem, you fix it, kind of thing, and you, so that is, if you are going into it for the money, I would say
reevaluate. My thoughts, I think going in it for the reasons that you said, I think money's the byproduct, and too many people get that reversed. So I think the advice for young women or men starting out, you got to get outside your comfort zone, and when you do, be ready for some blowback. You're gonna get some struggles. Make sure you got the right reason why you're doing it, and the money will come if you have the grit and determination and going, and you stick with it. It'll happen. And the more you serve, the more it's going to come back to you. That's what I've seen.
100%. And it's, I mean, it's Murphy's Law. It will. It's just how it works. And, you know, the thing is too, is I feel like, so many people are more aware of these days too of people's intentions and authenticity. I mean, you can really tell, like, when somebody truly is interested or cares about another human being, and when they're in it just for the sale. Like, it's more than evident. It's like getting contacted on Facebook from somebody I haven't talked to since middle school, and she's now selling like hair products. I was like, hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Here's my, like, do you have time to watch this 5-minute video of, and then it's like this, you know, network marketing hair product. And I'm like, that's not gonna, like, that's so off-putting that I don't even want to. I love you and want to support you, but I don't want to watch that video. Or
Well, and I don't want to get off on a side tangent, but you know, in the group that you and I are in, and sometimes we get a little bit more exposure, we get a lot of friend requests on social. I have accepted a few, and instantly they're wanting to tell me how to better my life and how I can create passive income and how they can coach me be the man that I should be. And they're in their 20s and early 30s. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I got t-shirts in my closet older than you. You haven't failed enough to be teaching me on how to do this stuff. Yeah. So, you know, oh yeah, it's crazy.
And when you're looking to sell a product, or you are looking to, you know, sell a service, it's about making that person feel valued and not like an idiot for, like, you know, let's say a hair product, just because I already brought that up. But you know, not going into it being like, hey, like, I can't, like, I don't know what you're using on your hair, but you should really use this. Because then it's like, oh my gosh, like, wow, you're saying my hair looks terrible.
Right.
Like, and like the products I'm using are like destroying my hair. Whereas going into it more like as in, hey, like, you know, you have some great hair. Like, what kind of products are you using? Like,
yeah.
You know, so showing value and interest in the person and making them feel like they're worth something, and like what they are purchasing or the products they are using aren't bad, but you might have something that works a little better, or you may not, you know. So it's just all about how you approach it, and, you know, making that person feel valued, because they are ultimately. I mean, they're not it's you should not be looking at people as dollar signs, but
right.
You know, as actual human beings. And that's the part of, you know, again, going back to the entrepreneurship, if you're entering the world of entrepreneurship just looking for dollar signs, start looking for people you can help instead.
Yeah, 100%. Now we talked about product. Now you have a unique, I'm going to say it, you know, obviously you did not invent the chalk game at the gym, but you've modified it into a really cool little product based on a need, necessity. Could you unpack that just a little bit on what it is for the listeners or viewers?
Yeah, so the Grit Stick is your own personal portable chalk device. So one end has loose powder chalk that literally shakes out like a salt shaker. So you have your own chalk. You're not having to share chalk with anybody else or anybody else's blood, sweat, or tears in those communal chalk buckets. So, and it just provides I mean, there is like the liquid chalk and like the blocks of chalk, but it actually provides the nice loose powdered chalk that lots of lifters and gymnasts and CrossFitters prefer.
That's what I was going to say. For some of the listeners, the chalk you're talking about is when you go to a box, which is a CrossFit gym, or you're working at a local gym or lifting weights. Sometimes your hands get sweaty. You need to get a good grip on the bars, or if you're doing rings or whatever you're doing. And there's normally a bucket of chalk or a chalk wheel someplace, and you go put the chalk on. And the problem we've had is, especially with COVID, everybody and their brother sometimes uses the chalk. Or you got to go hunt it down, and you get the
Then if the bucket's empty, once you find a bucket, it's empty.
Yeah, right. And you're on the clock to do a set. So so that is the chalk you're talking about. But you made it where we can have our own convenient personal chalk.
Yes, and so I have the product. Do you want me to show it to you?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Obviously our listeners won't be able to, but hey, I'll put this on YouTube also.
Okay.
Now, for you listeners, we're going to also have this on YouTube. And you know what? I think I can do. We won't spend a lot of time visually showing, because if someone's driving to the car listening,
we don't want them. Yeah.
Right.
Do not.
What we'll do is I want you to email me a link, and then for the listeners or viewers, they can click on the link and go to your website too. And I'll put that with the podcast and the YouTube thing.
Perfect. So so this is what it looks like. So one end has the chalk. It literally shakes out like a salt shaker. And then the other end is an open compartment. So you can put store things in there. So like your keys, headphones. I have little hand sanitizers that slide nicely in there. Jewelry. I've had lots of people message me and say that they put their wedding ring in here. So not only is the grit stick saving your hands, but it's saving marriages too.
So basically, it's a cylindrical tube that you can put your chalk in, and you have the chalk, the refills. But there's something else special in there that ties in with your cause and your passion.
Yeah.
That is very cool. And I know that a lot of you can't see it, but explain what it is that you include on every one.
So I include, and I'm wearing one right now, but these two bracelets, they're like the silicone Live Strong sort of bracelet. And they say, "You are not alone and stronger together." And I include 2 in every stick, the compartment side of every stick. And that is because I want the consumer to keep one, and then to give the other one to somebody else that could use some uplifting. Because truly what part of my mission is to cultivate a culture of supporting and just lifting one another up, and knowing that, we're going through some really crazy times right now, and knowing that you're not alone, and that we truly are stronger together. And so that is a huge part of my mission, as well as I strongly believe in our youth, and our youth are our future. And so really, I have always been passionate about investing in our youth. So due to that, 20% of the proceeds from each grit stick go to 4 different youth-based organizations. And that includes the Covenant House. And I can also send you more info on these if you wanted to, like a link or whatever. But the Covenant House, America's Kids Belong, and The Conscious Kid, and To Write Love on Her Arms. So those are all youth-based organizations that help, as far as the Covenant House helps homeless kids. It provides education, meals, a warm place to sleep, and helps them get back on their feet. And then, so I can send you more information on those as well.
Yeah, so, and is that also on your website?
Yes.
Links and tells what they're for.
Yeah.
See, I think a lot of people will gravitate toward that just because of the cause. I mean, and that's why I picked you also out of a lot of them, because you're you're not just developing a product, you're developing a product with a purpose, and you're giving back to causes, which is a trifecta, which is very cool. The other thing, correct me if I'm wrong, did I hear a rumor that you're possibly got a shark or two on Shark Tank that you're going on to present?
So it's a process. It's a process. So I've started the application process. So hopefully more news to come in the future. But as of right now, it's just in the process. So I'm manifesting it. So
100%. And if anybody could do it, you can. There's no doubt. So, well, is there anything else that I didn't cover that you wanted to say to anybody, or because I have no more direct questions?
I don't think so.
Oh, I do. On the H60 lifestyle, we have our website, and kind of our mission, what we're trying to do. If I put your link on there or an email or some way, if there's a young person out there that wanted to just reach out to you and maybe you inspire them, is that okay if I do that?
I would absolutely love that.
Okay.
That.
Very cool. I will make sure that I send me your email that you would want to use or something whenever you send me the links to the sites.
Okay.
And I'll make sure that. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let this young lady get going on with her life, because it sounds like she's got a lot of missions to do and she's working hard. So,
right back at you.
well, it's lunchtime, so I got to go eat. I'm not a small guy, so I got.
I don't want you passing out. That blood sugar getting too low.
So hey, thank you for your time and being open and sharing with the world. And I'd love to, as I said, if any of you guys out there have questions or want to reach out to her, or just send her an email, say, hey, thanks, you inspire me. And hopefully we'll get to see you on Shark Tank. All right. All right, everyone. This is Dr. B, another episode of H60 Lifestyle. You guys, thank you for listening or watching. And you take care. God bless. And I'll be yelling at you soon with another episode. Bye-bye.